And to make it that much weirder, not only is it an IO lineup, not only did they pick up Tree, but they're also doing a core silencer. Gods, is this a thing?
Maybe. Be curious to see how it goes. I don't have massive faith in it. Apparently Viking GG don't want the Timber going mid against it. They're going to be sending a Nigma mid, so Toby going to be denying all those range creeps against the silencer.
So there are some things about, and I think it's interesting, by the way, they dropped off tangos for this lane switch up. You can see in the mid lane near the tier 2, Weeha dropped off his shared tango since he's now going to be playing in the bottom lane.
So Miracle's going to swap it over, okay.
And then he purchased himself regular tangos. So he left enough in the bank so he could give away those shared tangos if he's not playing it, and he's going to swap over to bottom lane. I'm sure he'll just pick it up with the Courier. Miracle will. So there it is. Miracle now gets the matchup against the Nigma, which is really good because you have a pretty good way to kill Eidolons.
Yeah. And even though this wave is going to push and get denied back, Tiny's one of those good heroes at farming neutral camp, so we'll probably see Miracle's farming, pushing out the lane, and then going back and farming his medium camp fairly regularly.
Yeah. And they certainly don't want Tiny to be matched up against Timbersaw. Silencer, while Peter was talking about you don't actually win that lane, definitely far more important for Tiny not to be in that lane than anything else.
Yeah.
Besides, Silencer did get some buffs to his carry style since they changed up Glaives of Wisdom, right? Now, when you hit this Timbersaw, not only, sure, the harassment doesn't do much, but you are building up intelligence with each hit.
It's kind of got that Slark factor of building up, getting stronger and stronger throughout the fight, so be curious to see how it works. Big game of musical lanes going on, and it's not the run across the whole map. It's kind of funny because it's just mid and bottom lane, so both teams are just taking turns, swapping lanes. Miracle's already following the Enigma over this time, so he's, I guess, ahead of the game with this rotation. This is so weird. All these cores are going to be somewhat under-leveled and under-farmed as a result of this.
Yeah, Nigma are matched up against an Enigma. So not only are they going to be under-farmed from not being able to get all the creeps and changing lanes, but also just denies.
Yeah. This time we had actually TP, so that's the first TP that's come into play with these lane swaps. We'll see if Viking GG go for any kind of TP play themselves, or if they're going to finally just say, all right, these lanes are fine. Nope, Boom's walking. He's TPing. He saw Silencer's TP was used and is on cooldown, so he's going to TP mid. Toby's TPing bottom. They double TP to respond to this, and now Weeha's running mid. It continues. Who needs musical chairs mini games when a game is paused when you can just bring it into the real Dota game?
This is quite clowny indeed. I feel like you shouldn't use your TP to go to the side lane, as weird as that sounds. Because that lane was already pushed in. I feel like it's more important for you to be mid instantly than it is to be in the side lane.
Yeah, because that's where there's instant XP and gold to be gained or lost.
Yeah. Boom. He's got the level 3 now, so he can definitely start taking some towers. Weeha is not shying away, though, from putting in those Blades of Wisdom.
Stealing a lot of in here, yeah.
And you got to watch out. Another big pickup for the carry-type silencer is the change to Last Word. It is now a nuke that does extra damage based off of your intelligence multiplier. So in that case, it just becomes even more prevalent in a lane where you are stealing a lot of intelligence from somebody.
Yeah, I mean, what we were seeing there, and I think the changes you're mentioning make me feel like this silencer mid maybe actually is going to be pretty good against Timber. Like, we're seeing it, just constant harass. I think the old silencer was not a good mid matchup for the Timber, but this new one, the problem is the mana. You're constantly chewing through your mana pool, but with Clarity, some mangoes, you should be fine.
Yeah, Boom recognizes that. He's going to actually try and take away that clarity as quick as possible with the Timber Chain. Going to keep going through Weeha here, but he's got to be careful. Look at that damage. It was so much in First Blood he did not respect. Again, it's a 2x multiplier between the two, so we had basically 50 intelligence on Weeha compared to Timbersaw that I believe had like 20 at best.
Aramis runs in and snipes a counter kill as top lane. Nigma get themselves a kill onto Mind Control, so a lot of early aggression in these lanes.
Yeah. I think that nuke basically turned out to be like a 200 damage level 2 nuke. because of the intelligence difference.
So the response to this, I think Boom is probably telling his team, look, this doesn't work. I can't lane against Silencer. He's actually running bot, so he's hoping that Silencer TP's mid. Weeha is just sitting in Fountain, not going back to lane. I think he recognizes that if he TP's mid, the lane he's going to see a Nigma there. So there is a lane swap happening from Viking GG once again.
Bounties are coming up, so maybe it's be good to stick around that bottom area. At least somebody should. Otherwise, Miracle's going to snatch away at least one of these.
The big winner when all these cores are rotating lanes is always the supports, because they get those solo lanes temporarily, so they're getting a lot more experience and last hits. You can see Shaker already over level 4, just 5 minutes in the game. Often you'll be level 4 and Shaker at 10 minutes because you roam so much, and you want to give your off-laner solo XP.
I feel like if it wasn't for Boom dying, it would overall favor Viking GG, right? I like having Earthshaker levels, and then the Enigma also is kind of this weird sticking point where you're already under level and you're getting more under level because there's no range creep.
Yeah, no, I feel totally the same. It just seems like Viking GG have only gone like 80% committed to the lane swapping, because it seems every time the lane swapping settles down, it is this Silencer versus Timber matchup that they don't want. So Nigma just more willing to really double down on lane swapping, and I'm a bit surprised that Viking GG haven't done the same. It seems like Boom will lane for like 60 seconds into Silencer, realize, oh, this lane's bad, and then he'll swap, when he should just instantly swap.
Yeah, it definitely feels like the times have changed. This matchup may have been fine for Timbersaw before, but because now it's just going to get worse and worse, right? It used to be reactive armor would make you invincible. Now he's stealing 2 intelligence every hit. Miracle's going to be chased down the mid lane by rotation from Aramis. Boom showing up. He doesn't have Chakram yet, so he can't actually catch Miracle here. And Fisher being a little awkward, blocking the 2 of them.
Yeah, they didn't have Black Hole or Chakram, so the damage wasn't really there. Even if he got the fissure block on the correct side with the GHTP, they were always going to keep him alive. And well, once again, the lane swaps will continue. Silencer and Tiny swapping from bottom to mid, from mid to bottom. Aramis will scout this out. I like this ward from Viking GG, just allowing them to spot these rotations at the perfect time so that they can match the lane swaps.
Now, let's take a break from this weird-ass game of musical lanes, and let's look at the one stable lane. That's top. It's Grimstroke Riki versus a Tree Beastmaster. I feel like this lane is a lane that actually can stand toe-to-toe with what is usually a killer combination in Grimstroke Riki.
They're so far gotten a kill on both the Riki and the Grimstroke, and with Mind Control having level 5, so these level 3 borers, they're doing a lot of damage, and the slow on them is giving them some serious kill threat. So Nigma having the better of this top lane, even though Riki is getting good CS, they've managed to find these kills.
3-1, Nigma up slightly here in net worth. Top CS is Miracle, as he's been able to kill some Eidolons, I'm sure, and you can see he's doubling down on hitting neutral creeps as well.
Yeah, I think that's where Nigma also didn't mind really committing to those lane swaps, because they know Miracle's always going to find good farm. His ability to flash farm jungle, he's going to go for this Tread Mask of Madness build. Every time I see Nigma play this Tiny, it's very much in this kind of 4 protect 1 style where they just hit this mid-game item timing, with Tiny having like Mask of Madness, SMY, Deso, hitting buildings with an Aegis, and it's this unstoppable Tiny in the front lines.
GH, the IO, gets a little bit caught here. He tries to tether away, and that may be enough to get him out. Boom. He does have another Chakram coming up, but the Global Silence goes down. That will save GH. The faithful support is in turn saved by his core in the mid lane. Boom is going to have to just TP back to base. And with that Global Silence, it looks like Kuro and Mind Control found an opportunity to kill Cellar.
Yep. Third point in Nature's Grasp, giving him a lot of damage. Roar was also committed. Definitely not the spooky Riki Grimstroke that we're kind of known for seeing. But it's, I think, much more mid-game combo. It is good in lane and can bully a lot of off-laners, but mid-game is where it really shines once Riki gets that like double Wraithband treads, which is online now. So this is where I think Viking GG may, send both supports to that lane, look to start getting some kills and repelling Nigma away.
Yeah. Man, Viking GG. Bet they were feeling just like Peter, which is like, okay, we got a good lane for our Timbersaw no matter what, right? You can deal with the Silencer harassment, and then he wins this Tiny matchup. No problem. sadly, this Timbersaw has fallen a bit behind. This was their last pick. Mind control. He's going to be caught by the combination of the Grimstroke Curl. Tries to soak up some of the damage, but sadly, it is not in the cards for him.
Yeah, I thought they might need that double support Shaker rotation, but just the level 3 Ink Swell on Riki was more than enough, so Viking GG have kind of come online in their top lane with the level 7 Riki and level 5 Grimstroke. Outpost fight's now going down as Celery backs off, realizes he cannot fight Kuro and may actually be in some trouble, but with Shad coming in.
Kuro trying to hide away in the middle of this tree. They thought they're going to go for a fast break onto the outpost, and Celery's probably going to give his life for it. Mind control actually TPing forward, had the Primal Roar, and does have a sentry. It's barely in vision, so Shad can just move a little bit far forward, but Kuro says, nah, you're not going anywhere. Pops the Overgrowth, and that's enough to get the 2 kills for them.
Not worth an outpost.
No.
I think when you initially go for that contest, you need both heroes there. By the time they had both there, Kuro had already gotten the Grimstroke way too low. Heads up play from Nigma to win that fight.
You see the confidence now Weehaw is able to play with an IO behind him. It feels like it's only going to be the Riki that'll be a big threat. Otherwise, this IO makes him tankier and he attacks faster, which in turn builds up his intelligence even quicker.
Yeah, it feels like Boom is going to struggle to have a game, and this was their 10th overall pick of the draft, and he's in for a rough one. Losing 21 intelligence temporarily.
Aramis, nice job. Blocking out Kuro, using his illusions to deny one boundary rune while he collects the other. Still, though, these are minor victories, and most of the time when you're looking around the map, it's Nigma who are walking away with the W here. Fisher block that fails to connect. They're pushing mid. They won top lane, took that tower, and the only one that's maybe a little threatened right now is Miracle, but he's just farming away in the jungle.
And Nigma making a nice move to converge on this mid lane. They really want this tier 1 tower. If you can take both tier 1 top and mid, you kind of start to starve out Viking GG and take over a lot of map control.
The lead up with the Soulbind. Shad goes to the back line. With that Inkswell double stunning the 2 heroes. Maybe they can actually kill somebody, but GH is kept alive by the living armor, and now he's able to tether over to Miracle outside of the hands of the Riki. A toss forward, using the IO as a blunt force weapon. Drops it on Toby to kill him. Now Kuro is going to be caught by Boom, who now has the Inkswell on him. He does a lot of damage to these strength heroes. They got to be careful playing into this Timbersaw. They're trying to play against him, but holy cow! That was a shit ton of damage.
Miracle's not done. He's got an Avatos. He'll get one more. That's a 4th kill this fight. There's nothing Shaq can do except watch.
Echo Slam on out. Weehaw. He'll finally go down, but is it enough to win the fight? They have the silence on a Miracle with Shad laying some damage into him. The Fissure doesn't actually stun up Miracle, and it doesn't hit GH either. He gets the relocate away.
Probably see him just leave GH here. Sorry, says Miracle. You're on your own. Trying to give him a tether target. Miracle is nearby, but yeah, doesn't look like it. He's getting zoned away, and he's just going to let GH die.
Best not to add to the number of deaths here, Miracle.
But a great fight from Nigma. They just had the numbers. It lasted so long the Shaker actually respawns and comes back in to get that Echo Slam off, but ultimately it's just Nigma running over them with the Miracle Tiny coming online. The Silencer of Weehaw also in a really good place now to be fighting this level 9 Silencer with maxed out glaives, and Last Word is just really potent.
Tower is in deny range. Viking GG, they may still try and hold on to it. Nice pick off on Kuro by Boom in the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's rushing a mech, so I guess it is a good Greaves gate, and you need some Dispel against the Silencer. Of course, with both Last Word and Global Silence. Even getting rid of Arcane Crest can be really annoying.
Yeah. Feels like he's definitely got to get rid of that Last Word. It's a pretty healthy nuke. It's only going to get worse over the course of the game. Maxes out a 3x multiplier, relocates to the bottom lane with Overgrowth, setting him up so Weehaw has the disables. Start lane damage into Boom, pops out the tree to help him escape, but it wasn't good enough.
I thought that was Nigma blocking his chain away, because there was another tree he could chain to a bit further away, but
I guess he felt like with only level
yeah.
1, Timber Chain was a little bit hard. Global Silence going out as they relocate back in, and sure enough, the attempted kill set up. Well, maybe they still have an opportunity here. Toby still has that black hole. A lot of damage laying onto Shad. He finally goes for the black hole to control the Beastmaster and keep the rest of Nigma out. It looks like that's enough to be able to get the kill on a Mind Control, while simultaneously helping everyone escape. Well, everyone but Aramis, it looks like, is the last word. Surely will finish him off. Toby, holy shit, he's just getting 3 or 4 shot. Weehaw fighting with the IO. Can he keep him alive? The damage reduction isn't good enough. Shad has Inkswell on him, but he doesn't feel comfortable going back in, not with Miracle on the field, so instead he's going to play into Kuro. Kuro, who tried to get to some of the other heroes to slow him down, gets caught up by the Timbersaw Riki combination. Now they look to be able to slow down Miracle. He's doing a lot of damage. Shad may still be able to deliver the finishing blow with the Inkswell. That's enough of a stun. Shad comes in, helping to claim that kill. Now GH is next. Boom! On the offensive here. Needs to be able to finish off this last support with Whirling Death before he turns back to help Shad, who's being chased down by Mind Control right now. Mind Control, he has overstepped himself. He's going to have an Inkswell stun onto him. Boom. Not feeling quite good enough to stick around. Now that Weeha's back in the field, he takes on Celery, and now, boom. It's his only rival. The only problem in this game is this damn silencer makes good use of that Ironwood tree to provide an escape through the river. Is very low on health, but will survive with the Hunter Despair.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing this Timbersaw picked up for the silencer, but we can see how big of a kind of anti-Tiny hero it can be, and I think that's a big part of it, because when Nigma play this Tiny, it's very much as this true late-game hard carry that becomes unstoppable with the IO. So having Timbersaw to help deal with it, it goes a long way, but we have silencer. At one point, I think I saw plus 54 temporary stolen intelligence here early on the fight. Luckily, they kill him. If they don't kill him when he's on the other side of the river there, he absolutely shreds them with all that bonus damage.
Yeah. Boom. It feels like the game is going to largely ride on him. He's the only one that can really stop Nigma from taking over this game. As we can see, he can pretty much 1v4. It's just that 5th man in the silencer that becomes a problem.
Yeah, he's probably telling his Riki, like, make sure you get the IO/silencer. Those heroes are yours to address. I'll deal with the Tiny, the Beastmaster, all those summons and stuff in the front lines.
It's really cool how this game's breaking down. Just the fact that we have Riki that counters the silencer, but in turn the silencer counters the Timbersaw.
Yeah. Well, that replay was going on. Nigma did just walk their way into Roshan, grab themselves an Aegis. So Miracle is going to be playing with Aegis, which is often the timing for them. They just start mowing down towers. They've got the IO Tether, the Beastmaster Aura, and an SMY Mask of Mana Tiny ready to go.
Never forget how much damage Tiny can put on buildings, man. Even though they nerfed it a while back, if you could imagine, it was almost twice as crazy as this. The old building damage that he had about 6 months ago, it feels like. He definitely does quite a bit to that tier 3, but in the end, Nigma back off. It's kind of always been their MO with this sort of lineup, is that they're willing to go high ground early, and if they force you to defend, sometimes that's good enough.
They force them to defend, and they also want to grab their tier 2 items. Kuro drew a circle around all these jungle camps, which, you know, it's 17 minutes. Tier 2 items just became available, so I believe they want to grab those before they take their next fight. It's a decent power spike to get them, depending what they find. Right now, it's just the clumsy net so far.
Blink Dagger's almost up for Aramis. They also have Guardian Greaves on the Timbersaw, so there's some item timings for Viking GG still.
Yeah, the Blink on Aramis is going to be the big one, but still hard, because when they're doing this Tiny push, you're not really looking to Blink Echo Slam the Tiny. He's always going to be alone, hitting that tower. All the summons and the squishy supports are going to be well positioned behind, so you have to find some way to get to the back lines.
Sad part for Viking GG is that their split push not effective against a Train Protector, so while Nigma had the strength to be able to bulldoze towers, there's no good split pushing options for Viking GG. They're going to have to go for a defense here.
Yep.
And it's all going to come down to the Blink Daggers of Toby and Aramis, and whether or not they can make these really big team fight ults succeed in a team fight against Miracle's Aegis.
Yeah, Miracle now has a Hyperstone as well, so even more attack speed coming his way.
And it just puts a lot of pressure on Viking GG to make the move fast.
The sustain is there. GH doesn't even have a mech yet. It's coming out on the courier, so they're getting even more unstoppable with mech and Hyperstone arriving. Suddenly this fight's looking more and more difficult as time goes on.
Okay, mind control. He's actually going to head to bottom lane, so Nigma are not going to go high ground anymore.
I guess he thought he might find a pickoff here, but all of Viking GG had to go back to base to defend their Rex, and they got their melee Rex down to half health before backing off and deciding better of committing to a push.
And even when he shows Viking GG, they may try and take the fight in a 5 versus 4, but it's still fighting into an Aegis, so it's not an easy one. If they can get a pickoff, though, that'd be pretty good. They're going to be able to catch Kuro first. A great start. They can get a little bit more, be massive. See if they can get on top of that IO, hit him with a Fisher, but Shad can't really jump forward. Toby, he sees the opportunity to be able to get a black hole, and there's no stun to stop it. They're going to be able to take out the IO, and the Force Staff doesn't get him away. Weehaw stuck as well. Now they come in. Kuro buys back. Miracle's here with the Aegis, but can they take this in a 3 versus 5 with no black hole? And Overgrowth, a good lockout, but the Echo Slam in turn that controls up Miracle. It looks like it's also going to be a dieback for Kuro as well. It doesn't matter if you have the Aegis, if now you're left in a 1 versus 5 with Viking GG surrounding you. What a big move from Viking GG, and Toby seeing the opportunity for that black hole.
Whew, 7 for nothing. They killed Tiny twice with the Aegis. They get the dieback on Kuro. Yeah, it's all Toby there. Massive black hole. That's the one target you have to catch as an Enigma. You need to catch Silencer or you're going to get globaled every single time. And he gets the +1 in the IO because of the nice placement of it as well. All of it started because Shad catches out Tree and Protector underneath the ward, and then they just clean up. They knew the Beastmaster's bottom. That's why they went for that play. Nigma felt confident that they could take a 4v5 with the Beastmaster showing bottom, but they were dead wrong about that because of the vision factor.
Yeah, the way they got picked apart first with Kuro, and then the vision seeing that Miracle's still in the river, and Beastmaster knowing he was still a ways away, they can confidently go for the black hole. A black hole on heroes that don't have the Aegis, right? They focus their Silencer in the team fight, which is the problem with Silencer Core, right? Is that you can output damage. No one is denying that, but can you stand up to the pressure of heroes getting on top of you?
Yep, and Ricky, one of the perfect ones to do so. This Hurricane Pike doesn't help you a whole lot when there's 2 blink charges. He can always blink on you, you pike him, and he just blinks on you again. Shad's being chased down, though. He's dusted up. That dust will wear off soon, but
not soon enough, or maybe the smoke screen.
Sentry
the
is
IO
there.
balls are there. Sentry's going to be dropped as he tries to dodge it. He runs back into them, and they take the dominating streak of Shad for 450 gold.
We'll see Nigma without Aegis. I think the key thing is just, yeah, not getting caught so split apart there. Very much a teamfight one based on the tactics of Viking GG. But for now, it seems like they're going to wait for those next couple item timings. The AC on Tiny gives him a lot more survivability, as well as damage output for not just him, but his whole team. And, of course, Roche number 2 with Aegis and Cheese will be really the peak for this team, I feel.
You know what I don't get, Gods, is going back to that Beastmaster play. Why did they send Beastmaster down there? They have a Train Protector. Train Protector is one of the best heroes to be able to push inside lanes because he does it while being invisible in the trees, so he doesn't show on map. And he has good catch. So if there was still the Timber Saw there, then he could have been like, guys, I had the Timber Saw, relocate in.
Yeah, you set everything up. When you've got relocate, that's kind of the beauty of being able to send any hero you want back, just a single support. I don't really know. Maybe Mind Control had to go to base regardless and just walk. I think he walked bottom from Fountain, so maybe he had to TP Fountain for some reason. But yeah, I totally agree. Tree and Protector going bot makes a lot more sense, and that seems to be what Nigma have in mind now. Kuro is down here, but with Beastmaster, so I think Nigma's more in, let's play the whole map, get our farm up right now. After losing that team fight, they're not looking to play the let's aggressively try and break high ground anymore.
Yeah, they kind of have to regain the advantage that they had built up in the first 20 minutes until that nasty team fight threw it all away.
The problem's going to be Toby's going to have a BKB, and his job is very much just to BKB black hole the Silencer.
Shad, he sees that Silencer. The little Silencer icon is on the courier, so he knows he's around. He's going to try and search him down. At the same time, though, in the front lines, the black hole goes out. So does Global Silence. Shad didn't get his opportunity to jump on a Weehaw. Now Weehaw is going in completely uncontested, helping to clean up the kills for Nigma. 2 dead. A buyback goes out from the Grimstroke. But a well-played relocate from Nigma gets them right in the middle of Viking GG and wins the fight.
Yeah, they were ready and playing as a team this time. I think the Nigma and just Viking GG as a team should be waiting for this BKB. They're so much stronger with the BKB Black Hole, and just Black Hole Silencer, win the fight. That to me is how they have to approach this game. Said Nigma, they're the ones who take advantage of Viking GG being caught out. They'll get a 2-3 tower now, and they'll be ready to maybe, yeah, poke at the high ground. There's no Black Hole for 2 minutes, so you're not afraid of the big ultimate at least.
Nigma just taking the tier 2, and once again making sure Viking GG is stuck inside their base. Boom actually pushes up into the high ground, feeling confident that his tankiness will allow him to survive through the burst, and he certainly survived through Miracle's damage. He's putting a lot of pressure on him. The Inkswell stun will not be in range to land. Miracle gets an Essence Ring boost up, turns around, beats down Celery pretty quickly. The backline, though, Weehaw is being threatened. This is really important. They need to be able to take out this damage dealer to allow Boom to go in completely uncontested. Now that he's gone, Boom, he should have a free game unless Miracle actually has the physical damage to be able to threaten him. He's going for Shad right now. The Primal Roar, that's good enough. And Boom, a bit low, only has 1,000 HP to work with. He backs away with Toby. See if they can actually escape. Looks like their mobility should be enough. Plus, they can probably cut a creep wave to get out.
Yeah. Shad having a similar problem to Weehaw, which is like you can get those kills, but once they focus you or get a stun on you, you kind of get blown up.
Yeah.
So the Riki, while he kills the Silencer nice and quickly there, he has to commit his body into the fight, and yeah, Weehaw deals damage, but Miracle, he deals even more damage. So Tiny just happy to kind of come in, clean up at the end there. Viking GG just kind of struggling to take these fights in these kind of open areas out on the map. Mind Control just, he keeps finding this Grimstrik with his Boars plus Necrobook. That's 2 fights in a row where he just kills Grimstrik kind of by himself. Miracle got the killing blow, but it was Mind Control who kind of caught him out at the back with just Necrobooks alone.
Yeah, it feels hard to play some of the the supports in this game just because all your heroes go in so deep.
Yeah.
And it naturally just means in order to follow them, in order to give some of those disables and such. This one, though, protecting their high ground vision, Miracle quickly executes Celery. And
Shad's in trouble.
Now they push back Shad, being chased down by the Necronomicon. He's going to kill it. It costs him a lot of his HP.
And he's been dusted.
And now he's been dusted. So even as he removes that vision by killing the warrior, he still goes down as a result of it. Relocate onto the other side. Boom has gotten away, though. Can he get fully out? Another long-range Timber Chain will lead him right into the hands of Miracle, who is going to be able to disable him long enough for Weehaw to be there.
Well, with that, Nigma going to press forward and go for the high ground once more this time around. A lot of Viking GG heroes still on the sidelines. I don't think there's much you can do about it. They have got the BKB Black Hole, but if Nigma scouted this, you got to imagine Weehaw is going to be positioning himself really far back because he knows he is the one target the Enigma kind of has to catch to use that. Although Global Silence being on cooldown may give Viking GG a small little window here.
Heaven's Halberd slows this down. Momentary respite, but the assault continues. Viking GG, they have to push into Nigma and force a team fight. Otherwise, it's just going to be a steady road to mega creeps.
Yeah, the big bad frontlining Tiny with a Solar Crest on him and all these auras and damage boosts is just so hard to deal with.
Bit of a dip down earlier in that one really good engagement for Viking GG, but Nigma proving that they still have plenty of ways to dominate team fights. Toby comes in with his BKB Black Hole, and in the back lines, Aramis hits the Echo Slam to stop the Global Silence. That prevents Weehaw from being able to cancel that Black Hole. They buy back, though. Another we're going to relocate in, but GH relocated in without the Tiny. They don't have Miracle in this fight. He was trying to bail out Weehaw, but Weehaw now being dead means Mind Control is going to have to do it all by himself. 2 supports are with him, but he's the only one outputting the damage. Kuro's going to die. GH relocates back into the fight, or back into the fountain, rather. And Miracle, well, just now showing up, he's like, guys, I missed my ride.
he's here now, though, and without Black Hole, without a buyback on Timbersaw, they know his buyback is on cooldown. He's really the only damage that can deal with the Tiny, I feel. Shad's going to try test that one.
Try, poke at him a little bit. GH is going to be here, though. The Soul Bind going out, locks the 2 of them, but they've already lost their support. And without Boom, without this Timbersaw, Miracle he just seems like nothing can stop him.
Yep, that's, I mean, Nigma just bounced back. They get Black Hole. Nothing to cancel the Enigma BKB Black Hole. Doesn't even matter because of the buybacks. That's the other way you play against the Black Hole, is just having buybacks. And when the only way Viking GG can win fights is with Black Hole, that in itself becomes a problem in late